cause no drama. And when you want it, baby, I know I got you covered. And when you need it, baby, just jump into the cover.
Sir. Hello, gals, blokes, and all other folks. My name is Mortius, and today we are back with the one, the only, the bassy, the big, the Brev. How you doing?
How you doing, everyone? Thanks for having me.
So yeah, in the real world, we just got finished checking out your Sound of Silence cover, which was just amazing. I learned so many cool things, just so many things in general about your history, what you do, how you got to where you are, but also just a lot about your vocal techniques and what you're capable of outside of what I had seen from you before, and I'm so excited to see even more. So, what kind of led you to this being your second endeavor? This is obviously a very different kind of song than Sound of Silence.
Very different.
And so for like that to be your first and this to be your second, take us through that journey.
So this song here obviously went hyper viral just across the world. What was that, two years ago probably now?
Yeah.
When Sam Smith released Unholy. And I put a bass line out there that also took off with it. I got something like 50 million views on it across Instagram and TikTok. And so once I had a label that actually came to me and they were like, hey, let's start making real stuff instead of me just kind of, because I don't really do the computer, I don't Wi-Fi that well, that's what I like to say. So they helped me kind of organize some of these projects, and I was looking through just my Facebook and my Instagram, my TikTok, and I was like, what do people want to hear? I mean, I want to sing for them, what do they want to hear? And this one here had just the most requests. They wanted Unholy, and for me, what's tricky about it is the original song is all about infidelity.
Yeah.
It's literally about mom doesn't know that dad's out, like, at the body shop, which is just a term for, a place that we don't want to go to.
Yes.
And I didn't like that. I didn't like that message. And so I took the opportunity to kind of open up a conversation on this.
Ooh.
Take it in a different approach. Yeah. So we're going to take it in a little bit of a different approach. And it was just a great opportunity for me to start a conversation about infidelity and choosing love, like actually making the choice to love your partner, not just going through the motions. And another thing that I was really excited about with this is obviously one of them, like the Sound of Silence, obviously it's very, very influenced David Draymond and Disturbed.
Yes.
This one, Sam Smith, completely different vocalist, completely different color.
Yeah.
And I wanted to honor that color. Different vocal track lengthening agent. We talked a little bit about that in the previous one. This is going to sound almost like a completely different singer just because of what I'm doing with the vocal track. In fact, I played this at a party like before it dropped, just for my friends.
Yeah.
And all of them were like, dude, this is so sick. When are you coming in? I was like, dude, the whole track's me.
I've been here the whole time. That's really funny.
The entire backing track is also my voice too.
Wow.
That was another thing that kind of got overlooked because it's pretty produced by my producer, but I sang all of the backing track. There were some percussion things that he added in that aren't my voice, but for the most part, like all the like 808s and the deep bass stuff, those I wanted to make sure that we put those in. So that's about all I have to lead into this.
Cool, that's awesome. Then I actually have a little bit more lead in that I'm really curious your thoughts on. Kind of completely unrelated, but also very related to what you just said. What do you think about kind of the like bass wave movement online? Because I've found it very fascinating. Like, as you're talking about this one going mega viral, that really wasn't a thing for a long time. Like, when I was very much getting into YouTube singers, the things that were way, quote unquote, more impressive, or at least more sought after, was incredible falsetto control. Your Nick Patera, Nick Patera would come in and blow everyone a mind with his dual cover of Whole New World and everything like that. And then in that same generation, that was when we really had like your Bieber, your One Direction, like that was sort of the attainable, viable thing. And what's interesting is like, there's always the sort of representation of like tenors basically hold the space, right? But
Yep.
as
That was frustrating.
yes, I'm sure. And so tenors hold the
was
space,
frustrating.
and still, to an extent, tenors absolutely hold the space. I very much
Sure.
know I'm privileged in that regard. But as far as what is valued as extreme capability, you don't really see as many people being impressed by the hoity-toity falsetto, and a lot more of that, like, this feels like the wrong word because it feels degrading, but like the gimmick singing, I say in the
Yes.
biggest air quotes
I-
possible, that people are looking for,
I agree with it. I'm
has
gonna put 'em up,
shifted
too.
has shifted to the complete opposite end of the spectrum. Why do you think that is, and how do you feel like that's
Yeah.
affected you as a singer?
Yeah, so for me, I mean, as an artist, I know what they want to hear, but I can't, and I won't do it unless I can support my message using it. Right?
Ooh,
And
love
so,
that.
Yeah, I will not just throw subharmonics in for the sake of, hey,
Yeah.
this is what you want to hear. Dance, monkey, dance. Like I don't support that. Sorry, as you choke on whatever it is you're drinking.
It's okay.
I
It's
just-
worth choking on because it's the delicious tea from the Gilded Tiefling that you can get 20% off with my code in the description. Ha ha! Look at me doing that.
Yes.
Anyways, keep going.
So, just bass for the sake of bass, I do struggle to get behind. I love what it's done for me though in experimenting with new colors in my voice.
Absolutely.
I was always the deepest bass in every pretty much institution that I sang in, every pretty much opera company even. I was always.
I would
the
have to
deepest.
imagine.
So, but I was hired more as a dramatic baritone, which actually has to sing high. We gotta have sustained high A flats and high Gs to be
Yeah.
able to live that life. And so I trained a lot for that. However, the tenor craze was really good for me because it taught me how to do exactly what you're gonna see in Unholy. It taught me how to access different parts of my voice. Like even in that previous video, for anyone who hasn't watched it, go back and watch the Sound of Silence one. There was a part in that where you asked me like, how did you sing that ending there? That
Yes.
like, falsetto. Like even that's tapping into kind of the same musculature that is needed for me to be like a fake tenor to kind of disguise my voice. Yeah.
Interesting.
So I'm grateful for both. I'm grateful for both of those. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, this has me even more excited for this one. I'm so curious what it's going to sound like. Let's not waste any more time and just make it happen. Hello, James. Hello? Oh, I'm immediately seeing what you're describing. Okay.
Love you. You too.
So before music gets started, first of all, is it actually James, or is that just fully a character? And then, who is that to you?
That's my good friend Dex.
Okay.
And Dex, he said he was willing to be in a music video, and so when I called his name, he was ready to go. And so at the table, yeah, we got Dex. Well, James, I am James's conscience,
Yep.
and then my wife Jen plays that very
James's
small
wife.
cameo at the beginning of James's wife.
Cool. Awesome. That's great.
Bonnie don't know that it's getting hot at the body shop, doing something unholy.
Okay, hold on. I'm already...
Getting hot at the body shop, doing something unholy.
I love how you've got the conscience in the back, just like, no, not this guy. All right, so we've got like the Eid and Super Eid going on here. I'm such a fan of that. For those who don't know, because I had to be taught it by Casper, Eid and Super Eid is like the actual literary term for like devil and angel on your shoulder.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was taught that by my co-host on my second channel because he kept talking about it during our Epic the Musical videos because there's a lot of that symbolism in that show. And I was like, what are these words you're saying? And he was like, you haven't heard this before? That's like the actual like term apparently. And I'm like, cool. So yeah, that's really cool.
Yep. And right off the bat, you'll notice that the conscience, or the angel, if we want to just call it that, the angel is now taking the back seat, and the devil is now riding shotgun.
Good point.
And so I wanted to make sure that the devil was riding shotgun because he is now the co-pilot, right?
Yeah, I definitely missed that symbolism because I was too focused on your bizarre mustache control.
Yeah.
if she ever knew about all the you tell me that you do.
Okay, hold on. There's
About all the she'd kick you out if she ever knew.
I like it's the ever like it's very kind of
Oh, yeah.
stifled. That's not the word I'm looking for. It's like cut off. There's a vocab word
it's
that I
going
know
right-
is in my
it's
brain.
Going
but-
right. It's literally getting interrupted. The thyroretinoid getting interrupted by the cricothyroid. So you get the ever. It's the ever new, and then there's a little distortion coming out of that, which is like a more of a true
Yeah.
distortion and not like a And so that was what I was going for
Cool.
there.
Yeah, I like it. It
Honestly,
definitely stood
in
out
the
to me.
beginning here. My whole goal was let's make the intro a little chaotic. So introducing some like yodel flips here,
Yeah.
lots of subharmonics in the background, zooming in, zooming out. Like, who is this big jacked red dude? You know what I mean? He's taken over. Yeah.
No, he's got a point.
About all the
Yeah.
you tell me that you do. Dirty boy, you know everyone is talking about the sea. I hear them whisper about the places that you've been. And how you don't know how to keep your business clean.
Oh my gosh, literally rattling my
How
headphones.
you don't know how to keep your business clean. Mommy don't know daddy's getting hot at the body shop, doing something unholy. He's not back.
Okay, so I am actually really curious about one thing about the messaging because you and I talked about how crucially important like the physique and physical health is for you. So why are you associating that workout and musculature with the bad guy so much?
Yep.
mean-
Well, I wanted to. All right. So body shop.
Yeah.
I literally took it literally rather than like, a body shop. I'm pretty sure what I learned was that it was like a strip club.
Yeah.
That like it was a really like out there strip club.
Yes.
And I believe it was in Vegas or LA. I forget exactly where. Now, obviously, I'm not going to go film there.
Yeah.
So I was like, what do I have access to?
Oh,
that A would
that
be free.
can
That would be free. But
Invoke
also,
that lyricism and imagery.
yeah, body shop. This is where we go to work on our bodies. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's the reason. Those are really two reasons there. But then another big reason is like, Club Fitness. This is the gym that they offered it to me for free. And you'll notice in these shots, the lights are off because he's in this daydreaming moment. The lights turn on when he's not daydreaming. And so what you're going to see, and also another thing, the subharmonic is what triggers him. The subharmonic, like remember I said I don't like to just put them in for no reason?
Yeah.
The subharmonic is Chaos's way of taking James completely over. And it's like, take your ring off and you're going there. And so now James is literally, he's got his ring off. It's in his pocket. He's checking out this totally innocent girl who's just putting her hair up in a bun.
Yeah.
And now his mind just goes off. And immediately you're in Chaos's world. Like, look where we are right now. We are down in the basement of Chaos's world. He's over there doing bicep curls.
Wow.
He's in charge.
Yeah, this is his space. This is his. Interesting. Okay, I'm glad I asked. That was a great answer. And now this is the daydream, like you were saying with the lighting.
Yeah, she put it down slowly.
Ooh.
So we could get that. Mommy don't know daddy's getting at.
Ooh, and I love like how you can hear that like getting hot is like getting up there for you, but you're still obviously keeping it very well together. That's awesome. That's fantastic.
I sang that line so many times, and it was too pretty. That was the problem. I was just like, it's too pretty.
For
and I was
chaos.
like, I can't do that. It's way too pretty for this, like, this message, this chaos. It needs
Gotcha.
to have a little, there needs to be some struggle in this line. You know what I mean?
Okay, I like that. And you've conveyed that really well.
Body shop, doing something unholy.
Ooh, I love that. Holy, that was sick. Love that little flippy flip.
Doing something unholy.
and you'll notice there. All right, so right here, he goes from doing regular bicep curls to crossing. There's a moment where they cross. To me, the reason I put that there is because now we're crossing a boundary. We're going into there's a boundary that James is crossing. He's daydreaming a little too heavily right now. Like, sure, he's looking at this girl and like all of a sudden she's doing her hair.
Yeah.
But now he's crossing a boundary here. Like, you got your wife at home. You're a husband. It's like this is what I meant by this starts that conversation of, is it cheating? Is it not cheating? Well, to me, he's crossing a boundary. He's playing with fire right here. Chaos in this moment clearly has the upper hand.
Wow. And I love this way, like, I wouldn't even consider that, but like, that's awesome. Wow, what a cool, your mind.
If you wanna drop the addy, give me love, give me Fendi, my Balenciaga daddy. You gonna need to back it up, 'cause I'm spending on Rodeo. You can watch me back it up. I'll be out in the
Wait, so hold on.
I'm spending on Rodeo. Balenciaga daddy, you gonna need to back it up.
The deep, like, boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
Is that?
Subs.
Yeah, tell me about those.
Those are just subs. Those are just deep. I think they're C# ones. Yeah.
So
Dum, dum.
those are vocals.
Yeah.
Okay, I
just layered in
really
throughout the whole
genuinely
piece.
couldn't tell if that was vocals
they're
or just
heavily-
pure, like,
Heavily produced.
of course.
Like,
they have
we
to.
had
Yeah.
We had a actual a virtual studio session to
Yeah.
do all of those, and because C# ones, I might drive all the way to a studio and they're just not there.
Yeah.
So rather, what we did was we scheduled a few sessions that I could do virtually, and if they're there, great, let's get them. And if they're not there, then we'll just record something else. Luckily, we were able to get everything recorded in that first session.
Nice.
But all of those backing tracks are just sounds. Essentially, what happened was he sent me like a rough track, like a scratch track.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'm gonna mimic this sound and mimic this sound. We just kind of went through until I mimicked every single sound, and that was how we built it.
No, that's sick. I'm such a fan of that. And like I said, specifically just like I couldn't even tell. Like I was like, that sounds like vocals, but also not, which makes sense because they're heavily produced. So I was just like, I was really trying to figure out if that was just like the bottom of the piano MIDI or bottom of the
Sure.
existence Brev.
Yeah.
Give me Fendi, my Balenciaga daddy. You gonna need to back it
That's
up,
wild.
'cause I'm spending on Rodeo. You can watch me back it up. I'll be out in the air. He get me back. Mew like Rihanna.
That's funny.
They always call me 'cause I never cause no drama. And when you want it, baby, I know I got you covered. And when you need it, baby, just jump into the car.
Sir, that was a beautiful out of no. And again, you were saying it's not actually out of nowhere. There's always going to be a reason. It's chaos taking over, but also that like it very much kind of takes you off guard, which I think is kind of the point. That's amazingly well done. Yeah, that's incredible.
The whole point of this scene for me was I wanted it to be jarring, but not too jarring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like this is how people dress when they go to the gym today anyways.
Yes.
Like they're wearing just literally normal gym clothes. They weren't when the two of them came, they just came in their regular gym attire. All I gave them was a color code. Like, hey, we're doing black and red. And that's what we ran with. And so for me, I wanted it to be jarring. First off, the two of them, they're both good friends of mine. I wanted them to be comfortable.
Of
That's
course.
obviously the most important. Are you guys comfortable? You know, she didn't want her face shown. That was only her thing, which actually worked perfect for it because it's really not about, it's about this person, just a innocent gym girl putting her hair
Wow,
up.
you're
That's all she
so
is. That's
right.
her-
You never get a full face shot because why would you?
No.
That's not. It's just not
Yeah,
a
there's
person
no
in
reason.
this daydream.
Yeah, he isn't even registering her as a person.
There's
to be
not-
honest. He's
there's
just
not
looking
even an
at some
identity.
random gym girl.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's daydreaming about it. And so I wanted it to be jarring, but not too jarring.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like he's
That's perfect.
he's spotting her on squats and like the unnecessary pull up. I almost didn't put that in because I
Yeah.
thought it might be a little too much. And my wife was like, "No, come on, you're just being prude." And I was like, "Well, all right, maybe I am." But so I was like, at the very least, Conscience definitely didn't want it. That's when Conscience was like, no.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't
No,
need
I
to see
love
this. What are you
love
doing, bro?
that you included like on the one that you considered not putting in Conscience, like, oh gosh, come on,
Yes.
man. And
Oh,
then
keep
this
that-
sub.
Right, yeah. Oh god.
Oh, and now the subs stick there.
Doing something unholy. He sat back while she's dropping it.
And now he's doing the same thing Conscience was. God,
Yep.
you're so good at what you do.
Yeah, she put it down slowly. Oh. He left his kids at home so he could get that. Mommy don't know daddy's getting at the body shop, doing something unholy.
Oh. So that's so fascinating, like bringing her into the darkness in this daydream memory.
Yep.
Yeah, so cool. Complete aside, and hopefully this doesn't make you go like, oh god, did I need to consider that? I'm really curious because this is something I've always been very careful about with like background signage and things like that. Is there any kind of concern for having like a celebrity's face in the background of a music video? Is that something you had to like think about or make sure like was above
this, like,
ground at all?
poster
or-
right here?
Yeah.
This poster? No, I didn't even think of it. I forgot he was even there.
Well, it's probably fine. I was just curious if that was something that was on your radar or had to do anything. We can cut that out of the
No.
video if we need to.
Sure.
Oh, wow. And I love the quick cut, like just the way, like there is no fade out. It is a jar back to reality. Just holy. It just like completely just a boom. You're back to real world.
He Conscious turns the lights on, immediately interrupts this, like, dude, get out of here. What are you doing? And just right into it.
Love
and you'll
that.
see he never took his ring off. Never took his sweatshirt off. It just goes back to him looking at this random girl at the gym. And he's off in La La Land. And well, I'll let you play it out.
Yeah. Oh, what a good cutoff. And just leave like nothing happened.
Yeah,
Wow.
And so it leaves. Well, it
Hey, I know one of those names
leads
over
you
on the
to
right.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, continue.
It leaves you to the that conversation that I was saying. It's like
Yeah.
he chose his conscience, whatever, chose to ignore temptation.
Yeah.
Right. That's really what I wanted. What I wanted to show is that in this story, this person ignored that temptation and he said, I'm gonna work out and get the hell out of here. Right.
Yeah.
Like that's essentially what's happening there. It's like conscience is like, nope. You're gonna choose love. You're not even gonna talk to this girl.
Yeah.
You're gonna make this, this little moment of weakness, this little blip, and you're gonna work out and get the heck out of here. And so I wanted it to start a conversation of, is this infidelity? Is this cheating? Maybe it is. I mean, it's kind of a flavor of it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So that was why I wanted. That's the reason I went this direction rather than just making a music video about a guy
Of course.
that's going to the body shop and cheating on his wife.
Yeah.
I can't. I didn't want to do that.
No, I love that. I think that's such a great way to approach it. I'm glad you did because great conversation, great video, fantastic. Yeah, amazing stuff.
Yeah, all those and all that whole second verse of the like, daddy,
Yes.
you wanna drop the addy, all of that. It's just there is so much in and out and vocals here.
Yeah,
and dropping
very
here,
chaotic
and
mix.
just like so much happening there, and it's in and out. It's weaving in and out, and I really wanted it to just be this like chaos has brought him to this on the verge, right, of doing something very stupid, right, and in the end, like when they're going into that boxing room and she's closing the curtain, the conscience for the win.
No, I love that. Same as last time. Anything that jumps out to you that you wanted to talk about and didn't get a chance to?
I would say in this one, it's mainly about vocal colors. When you listen, like when people listen to this version of Brev,
Yeah.
they're gonna be like, "Whoa, I didn't know you sounded like that." You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, and so mainly, all of that comes down to singing through the hard palate, right? There's a lot of yodel flips throughout, right? You hear those like, "Oh yo yo,"
Yes,
like all
that
of
was
that
so
kind
cool.
of stuff. There's a lot of that. Even like at the end, there's a lot of little riffs on the outro. There's what is it? We're doing something unholy, yeah, unholy, holy. All the like
Yeah.
vocal fry, unholy, holy. All of that. I just wanted it to be just like lots of stuff thrown at you. Yeah, exactly. Jumble, chaotic.
So for you, you keep using the term vocal color, which I love. For you, what's the difference between color and timbre when it comes to making
Yeah.
someone stand out?
I think that you could interchange those.
Oh,
those-
okay,
those
cool.
two, timbre and color.
I wasn't totally sure
so-
because like those invoke similar things in my mind, but they feel a little bit
Sure.
different. So I wasn't sure if like someone with more of a knowledge and educational base would like actually be able to
Sure.
articulate a difference, or if you also thought they
Well-
were pretty much the same.
Everyone has their own little vocal fingerprint. You know, it's
Absolutely.
all their own, like it's their own quality. So if you tell someone, like if you instruct them to get a specific color, you know, it's going to be within the reasoning, within the within their personal timbre, right?
Fair enough.
So like what their vocal track is actually capable of manipulating, creating a sound, right? That's what makes us us. And so for this, like for instance, I consider falsetto, I consider that to be a color. I don't consider that to be a body part or a voice. It's a color, right? So
Fascinating.
yeah, I consider chest voice to also be a color, right? Because in here, in
Yeah.
the larynx, in the voice box, it doesn't know falsetto. It doesn't know chest voice. There's a
No, that's a good point.
cricothyroid. There's a thyroarytenoid. It would almost be like calling like a bicep. It'd almost be like calling it a curl because you do bicep curls. It's like, here, just rub your curl. It's like, no, I do a bicep curl with my
Fascinating.
bicep. Like I sing this sound with my cricothyroid, and you're calling it falsetto, but really it's a muscle. And so I like
falsetto
to
is just what
play
it's
with all of.
doing.
Yeah, exactly. It's just what it's doing. It's what that muscle is capable of doing. And the cricothyroid's so cool because it not only lengthens the vocal folds this way, it can also tilt them so they vibrate on the thin edge. Which is why, have you ever noticed there's certain days where you can go super, super, super high, but it takes very little effort, and it's just like, it just goes into this like spot, and you're
Absolutely.
like, I just did like a C6. What the heck is that? It's like, that's because it's tilting on that very thin edge with the perfect amount of airflow, and there's just no, I mean, we're talking, there is no inflammation. You know, that laminal propria is perfect, and it's just like everything's lined up, and that's the cricothyroid just in its purest, like working its magic, right? But would you call that falsetto? It's a different color. It sounds different. You know what I mean? Yes, most people be like, yeah, that's just his falsetto. But to me, it's like, but it's a completely different sound. You know what I mean? And so that's why
truly fascinating.
I do try to stay away as much as I can from terms like falsetto and chest voice because people can get confused by it. You know what I mean? Where they're like, well, I thought you wanted falsetto. I'd be like, well, maybe we get away from that terminology and instead come up with some new sounds, that maybe new colors, some new timbres to help, you know, achieve that goal.
Incredible. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, incredible. Well, thank you so much for walking us through the song, the meaning behind it, but also so many of those genuinely really interesting things about how vocals work, how your system, everything like that. That's just truly incredible, and I'm so grateful to have learned from you even just in this last hour. So thank you so much for sharing that part of you and your art with me, with the audience. This last video we're doing, so tell the people what you're up to and where to find you, what to support.
Yeah, so Big Brev across all platforms, aside from TikTok. On TikTok, I'm Big Brevic. And so you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, pretty much anywhere that you can find someone, you can find me. And next projects coming up. We got a lot coming up. I got some collabs coming up more with the bass singers of TikTok. So we got some bassy stuff coming out.
Do you have collabs planned with anybody else, Brev?
Oh, we might have something depending on what we're able to say.
Yeah, no. Just in general, teasing people that we're working together. I'm excited
sure.
for.
Yes, definitely. We got that going on. I've got more solo projects coming on. I've got at least 2 more that are coming up pretty quickly that I'm working on with my producer that are going to be kind of like similar in the Sound of Silence Unholy
Heck yeah.
type vibe. And yeah, just projects are endless, right? Just keep
Good.
coming. Let's
Then
go.
make sure you are supporting Brev on all platforms, watching his socials for all of those amazing things.
One thing I do want to mention.
Yes, please.
Sorry, cut you off.
No, you're good.
I'm doing very, very, very full depth analysis videos as well now. So if you like learning about the musculature, if you like learning about the pedagogical side of singing, I break it down pretty deep.
I will
in
definitely
depth.
be watching those quite a bit.
And so, yeah, you can find me on YouTube there. It's just Big Brev. Yep.
Perfect. Good. Yes, definitely make sure. And that will be linked in the description. I don't typically link all the socials, so you can find those as you can. But I always make sure the top of my description is whatever video we just checked out. So make sure that you are going not only watching this video, so you're not just watching it through this content, but then also checking out his whole channel for all of that stuff. Thank you all so very much for supporting me, for supporting Brev, for supporting this video. Thank you to the patrons scrolling on either side of the screen for making videos like this possible, and as always, gals, blokes, and all other folks, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.